As your first fighter makes their way to the ring, fighting out of the red corner, with a record of 4-6, fighting out of a Matrix MMA out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Please welcome Jonathan Freeman.
Sam Falgout bringing the thunder in that one, bringing the energy. It's almost like he can't say the term Matrix without saying The Matrix. He is a big fan of that movie, if I had to bet.
Ooh. Hello. Jonathan Freeman, a scary, scary dude.
So tall and long for 35 as well.
Fast and hits hard.
Fast.
Remember the sound of those shots, those body shots he was landing in his last fight?
Yeah.
Smacks. Thunderous cracks. How's his grappling?
So he lost his last MMA fight to a guy that they call the Hurricane. I can't remember his name right now, but I know his nickname's Hurricane. He rocked him with a big shot and then chased him into the full guard and got armbarred.
Oh.
So I think he just rushes that a little bit. That's been, if you look back at these 6 losses, a majority of what you're going to see in terms of negativity is going to come from the way of the grappling. And I don't think Brent Williams is some world beater grappler. He just happens to be pretty good there.
Yeah.
But he's pretty good at stand-up as well.
Yeah.
No mistake in my mind, this will be the toughest fight of Butterfly's career so far, but it is also a rematch. He has previously defeated Brent.
In MMA?
Yes.
Oh, man. So that's got to be a bit of a confidence boost, but you can't take him
It's also
lightly.
It's years and years ago. At this point, I think it's 4 years ago.
Yeah, they're different men by now.
Fighting out of the blue corner. Literally, GMO, Gastonia, North Carolina, with a record of 5-3. Please welcome out Brent Williams.
Yeah, Brent.
As we have the judge explain the rules.
They call him Brent 2 belts after this if he wins.
Fight hard, fight clean, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves if you wish, and I'll get you started.
When they last fought, the height difference was a little bit more palpable as well. It looks like Brent's actually done some physical growing.
He's done some growing.
Yeah, I asked Brent, I was like, are you going to walk out with your belt? Like, you're going to do your entrance walk with your belt? And he said, I would, but someone smashed the window out of my car and stole it out of the back seat.
Oh, no. That's heartbreaking. Brent Williams with his hands high, tight boxing guard. Jonathan Freeman sitting a little exploratory jab out there. Hard low kick early on from Brent.
Well, you'll need to watch the hands of Freeman because he is lightning quick, brilliant boxer, and Brent has shown a susceptibility to getting hit early. I'd say Brent, if he has a weakness, Brent's biggest weakness is that he's a bit of a slow starter.
Jab to the body from Freeman. Brent's shown 2 inside low kicks, now 3 inside low kicks.
And they are pretty effective, huh?
Yeah,
like they're sending those legs back.
Well, I don't know how much of it is Freeman lifting the leg to take some of the stank off of it. That's one technique for dealing with it, to mitigating it. But if Freeman times that thing out and throws a strike as he's kicking.
Nice shot to the body from Freeman on that last leg kick attempt from Brent.
Hard, fast jab.
Yeah, but Brent Williams came over the top with a nice right hand.
And then another right hand, yeah.
And I know Brent thinks about things that, he thinks about matchups and styles a lot, and he thinks that, you know, everybody is just going to assume that he would come in here and just try to grapple with Jonathan, but he said he really wants to establish himself on the feet first and establish that threat. He does. Now he has Freeman against the wall, and he is looking at a leg entanglement. Couldn't quite get to the back before Freeman had the right adjustment. Freeman grabbing the cage, not the response I like to see.
Wow, what a good job that Brent Williams did getting Jonathan Freeman to forget about the grappling. Like, he turned into a bit of a kickboxing match where Freeman, you could argue, maybe has a little bit of an edge. It wasn't a blowout by any means. But look at the defense. Look at the chain grappling. Oh, my God. Trying to spin to jump to the back.
I can't believe Jonathan stayed up off that. That was a deep back take attempt.
Look how far he's got his head turned around with his head position there. Look at the level of defense involved. And it's been all night like this.
Yeah. I will say that Freeman's definitely improved quite a bit in this area because
my big
God. What a
amplitude
throw from Brent Williams. Brent Williams on top now in the half gourd. Knee cut pass here coming through the side for Williams.
What a sequence. We saw, I think Freeman had the slight advantage on the feet. He landed some good right hands and left hooks. And Brent had to work his butt off to get that throw. He tried multiple different types of takedowns and trips.
That was a beautiful overhook throw, too. I mean, that's a really nice throw from Brent Williams. I've never seen him hit a judo-style throw like that before.
Now he's turning.
Oh, man. That's a power half pass.
He has been spinning Freeman's head around almost backwards.
He's been keeping him very uncomfortable for sure. And now how's this look? As we come down to the last 10 seconds, we got Freeman kind of a little anxious to engage.
Look how he weaves his hands through, and looks for a flying armbar.
That's Brent's got a strong triangle from there. Actually, he's actually
flying triangle rather.
That was what he was trying to set on Dylan when they called the fight off, when he got rocked really early and almost. See, this is way longer than the timer that we had. So now
I thought we were close.
We
to the
got
end of the
rollover
fight.
time.
I think our timer. Yeah. It's
okay. I think that they're saying that this is longer. I think Jason's saying that his timer was longer. No.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on though. I really don't at this point. Who knows what the rules are?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Now we're at the 10-second mark here.
Wow, Brent Williams taking some risks and it paying off.
Yeah, definitely that big throw, probably the highlight of the fight so far, but Freeman did touch him on the chin and kind of stalled him back a little bit.
Yeah, he hit him.
This is a championship fight which will consist of 5 4-minute rounds.
5 4s.
What the?
Well, it's well known you do 5 4-minute rounds.
I mean, that's what every promotion in the world does.
Yeah, it's always 4-minute rounds. You know all those fights that we've seen with 4-minute rounds. Or they just win a minute over and they're like, yeah, it's 4s. We're totally doing 4s.
We're doing 4 now. The other one was supposed to be 2.
Here we go. Here comes this big throw. Look, he looks for the ankle kick, get it, distracts, pulls, trips, boom, pushes him one way.
He's on that tight waist too. Like, he's just so deep on it.
And now he lulled. So Brent Williams has done this a couple different ways. With the striking, he made Jonathan Freeman forget about the grappling.
Well, Freeman's tendency is also to lean forward.
Yeah.
Like when he's defending, he leans heavy forward because that's what tall people do.
But Brent didn't rush that throw. He kind of let him settle and let him stand up and timed it very, very well so that he didn't have to muscle it. Now let's see if Brent goes back to the same pattern. Maybe engage in some striking in order to set up some grappling. Caught him with the right hand as he came in.
He did catch him flush there, huh?
Freeman looked for that right to the body, which Freeman's been successful with in the past, and got caught with a short right hand. 5 4-minute rounds. Interesting. I wonder if they prepared for that in their camp.
Or if they knew before the fight started.
Yeah, calf kick from Brent Williams, and Jonathan Freeman, I think, gave him a little nod. Like, yeah, you got me. Snappy jab from Freeman, and a jab back from Brent.
Big jab, too.
Oh, 1-2 from Freeman.
These guys are trading hands. I don't think this
Yeah.
is the type of fight you want to get involved in with Freeman. If you're
No.
going to do a standing, you got to introduce the kicks. If you want to keep it standing with John.
Oh, he's hurt. He's hurt. And then he answers back with a left that sends Jonathan Freeman back to the center of the
Wow,
cage.
yeah, he really earned his respect there. He completely backed him down.
Because he was not moving. He was just eating those body shots. Bit of a desperate reach for that takedown.
Yeah, not a lot of setup there. Too much telegraph.
He showed a little right hook, but he still ducked his head from pretty far away. But he managed to end up with the position on the cage. Freeman getting those underhooks and escaping.
Yeah, Freeman doing a good job right here.
Pushing
Freeman
with that head position.
Loses it. And, that's why it's so important to get your hips forward and the knee on the inside position. You've got to staple them to that wall. If you don't, they're just probably going to spin out, especially if they're educated in the grappling. And Brent's not really controlling the inside position with his legs either, so Jonathan just isn't aware of how easy it would be for him to walk out. I don't know, that was on the line. I was looking right at that one, and it looked pretty on the breadbasket to me, but could have been low, could have clipped on the way up or down.
Yeah, Brent's not protesting.
Yeah, he probably felt it.
Hey, when you hit a guy low, you know you did.
It,
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like flesh.
you know when you've hit him low. It's obvious.
When you low, you know.
Because sometimes the crowd will be like, I had a fight where I hit a guy low, and everyone's like, I don't think that was low. I was like, it was.
It was low.
I was there. I can tell you.
My foot
I
went
crushed
into some
him.
plastic.
Yeah, I felt he wasn't wearing a cuff.
Oh, God.
I felt details. But the crowd didn't see it, so. But when you're the fighter landing the low blow, which it's always.
That man's name? Sensei Seth.
Yeah.
Crushed him.
I did. I kicked him in the groin really hard. Back to the action here. Brent Williams still with the high, tight guard, throwing those low kicks out there. And now those low kicks also, unless Freeman times it perfectly, good teep kick. You see that landed? You know why that landed? Because he did not step with his back foot first. All you guys earlier in the night that couldn't make that teep kick work, you were stepping up with your back foot first.
Yeah, Brent just got back from 3 weeks in Thailand.
Yeah, he's doing it correctly. Oh, good sharp low kick from Jonathan Freeman. And it almost made him pause, like he's like, those left hooks to the body. Brent is just absorbing them. If Freeman doesn't time his entry perfectly, those low kicks are going to disrupt his attempts to punch. And Brent has made that inside low kick work very well. And then Freeman answers back with a good straight, stiff lead straight. I don't call it a jab, really, when it's a power punch from the lead hand. I call it a lead straight. Freeman winding up with a big overhand right that misses.
That works in kickboxing because you got those big gloves, so you have a smaller margin of error, or a wider margin of error, rather. So, when you wing shots like that in the MMA gloves, you just leave yourself open to too many other approaches.
Yeah, because even with the big gloves, even if you throw something like that, even if you just catch a little bit of their arm or a little bit of glove, you still disrupt their balance and still impact the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Man, these guys looking for trips, and now he's used that to try to get closer, trying to link his hands.
Good job by Freeman to keep the head on the outside here, to keep a lot of the power of Williams away from him. Williams is going to have to fight his way back inside. Here we go. Now we're in a position we can work from, but Freeman's not being really held down against the wall. He could grab this underhook side and circle out. There he goes. Williams reverses it. Yeah, Williams is just a little stronger in the grappling. He might not be physically stronger, but he's using that technique.
Well, you mentioned that at one point Freeman was actually free.
They say 4. I don't know. I mean, they keep changing it on me, Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Freeman, at one point didn't know.
There is so much crazy stuff going on tonight, man.
A couple times now, Freeman has been on the cage and had he could have escaped, but it's almost like he didn't even realize that the way was clear.
Yeah, that just comes from time in the gym. Running that wall over and over again.
Or we could argue that when he did try to turn him, he just got turned back immediately. So maybe he feels something in those exchanges where he's
wasting
like,
energy maybe.
Yeah, there's no point in doing it because he's just going to keep spinning. And, Brent's shown good wherewithal of maintaining that position. So maybe Jonathan Freeman feels it and is like, yeah, there's no point. Because he's still doing some work, even with his back to the cage. But with the judges watching, which I don't know, that might be a moot point to try to play to the judges at this point. Brent still showing that inside low kick. He's landed about a dozen of them. And a teep kick right to the face. And it's those inside low kicks that have allowed that teep to come up there.
Right, they work because of the setup.
Yeah, like he's going to throw that a bunch of times. Could also use a fake to a punch, either fake the lead kick and punch or do the Superman jab a la George St. Pierre. If he has a Superman jab in his arsenal, it will land. Because those low kicks, he has a ton of respect with those low kicks.
Brent's hurting him with those too. They're adding up now. And you know, when you're a boxer, when you're a great lead hand striker like Freeman is, you tend to weigh heavy on that lead leg. And when Brent was talking to me about this matchup a month or 2 months ago when it first got announced, he was saying he's going to be standing on that lead leg heavy, and I'm going to blast it. And so far, I've seen an execution of that game plan.
Yeah. I mean, Freeman's deadly with those punches, especially that left hook to the body, which he's looked for here a few times. But at the cost of being so heavy on that lead leg, there's that right hand to the body.
So I will say, when that right hand probe kind of corrects itself and he comes in on that hook to the body that you're talking about, it has hit the elbow of Williams quite a few times, and that can hurt really badly. It can dissuade you. So I think it has slowed down. He has slowed down on that action a little bit.
Left hook to the body, then left hook up top.
Yeah, those two landed very cleanly.
And now he was able to avoid. Now he's actually got a read on the low kicks. He avoided the inside low kick from Brent Williams and then caught the outside leg kick from Brent Williams.
Yeah, but you got to be careful, right? Because you're introducing the grappling when you grapple with the grappler. Far ankle pick for Williams. He can't quite make it happen. I think Freeman's just a little too tall.
Yeah, his feet are still on the ground. He's not able to pick them up.
Freeman does something that a lot of guys do, which he goes wide base and leans over the neck of his opponent. This kind of neutralizes some of the hip power, but it makes it to where upper body throws are more viable. This may be why we saw that big upper body throw from Brent in the first round.
And Freeman has taken some big, deep breaths.
Yeah, I mean, this is not the kind of fight he wants to fight at all.
Prime example here. Yeah, he could actually circle it off either way at some point. But look, he ends up right back there. That might be why he's not doing it.
I will say he's doing a good job of staying off the ground. He's doing a good job of keeping the fight on the feet. Brent is literally having a full-on conversation with Nanu Costa in his corner.
Super interesting. Look, yeah, he's giving him like detailed instructions.
Detailed instructions, yeah.
Freeman doing a good job occupying the hands of
50
Brent Williams.
seconds left in this round, and it's been Brent Williams on the cage wall for the past like 2 minutes.
Yeah, Freeman is like hand fighting very well, but he's not improving his position. And every time he tries to get off the cage, Brent puts him right back on the cage.
Neutralization of the athleticism is what the game plan was beyond the
Smart.
leg kicks. And I think that this is a good way to neutralize that athleticism.
You don't want to be in a boxing match with Freeman.
No, not at all. Or even a kickboxing match, really. I mean, Brent's shown some really nice kicking acumen in this fight, and it's enabled the hands to slow down.
Left hook on the break. Yeah, Williams was using, good sharp jab from Williams. Freeman not acknowledging the right hand, though. Low kick. That low kick, that last low kick that Brent Williams just threw. No pomp and circumstance, no reaction from the crowd, no reaction from Freeman. I promise you that one hurt more than all the other ones. I saw his leg buckle and bend.
He plants. He's planting, and every time he plants, he's getting blasted.
Yeah. So Brent doing a good job shutting down the punching, speed, and ability of Jonathan Freeman.
He's still talking about that foot sweep in the corner.
He's like he wants him to hit it. But I concur with your assessment that even the kicking that Brent Williams was doing, it wasn't for the purpose of winning a kickboxing match.
Right.
He was throwing the kicks for the purpose of neutralizing the punches of Jonathan Freeman. It was a tactical decision on the part of Brent Williams, and a very, very smart one. Jonathan Freeman has to do some work. He has to figure out another route to the punches.
Yeah.
Because Brent Williams,
Angles.
he's going to have to use some footwork or some angles or something.
That's what's missing right now from Freeman that was present in the last kickboxing match is the angles.
Yeah.
And it's hard to cut those wide, elaborate angles in ringsmanship when you're worried about the grappling as well, because you don't want to open up your body to the strong side of the grappler.
And he's being kicked. When he tries to cut these angles, he tries to circle, he's been getting kicked, and if he stops in front of him, the teep has been there.
He keeps looking at the legs of Williams, too. He really does not want to get hit by another one of those.
You'll see him cheat. Look, he's cheating that leg out to avoid that low kick. That tells us it's hurting, which means that Brent could fake that and then sit down on a punch.
It's interesting that Freeman, being as good of a striker as he is, doesn't seem to want to switch. He doesn't seem to have much of a game from switch stance.
Yeah. Normally, and you're right, normally a striker of that ability level would have some game from southpaw. And it's
enough to where he can hide his leg long enough for it to recover, right?
Yeah, Brent has done a great job wearing out that leg. Freeman is not out of this fight. He's dangerous.
No, he's always dangerous, right? He could just
hook
clip you right
anytime.
right on the jaw, and you're gone.
That right hand, he is very resourceful with his striking. Like, he's finding angles for his strikes, and he holds on to that right hand up top. He doesn't waste it. A lot of guys who are really good strikers with really good punches will just send right hand after right hand after right hand up top. Freeman uses them sparingly.
I hear Anthony Mad King Campbell back there in the audience saying, Butterfly, the jab is everything, and I got to concur. I've not seen too much jab action with that lead hand from Freeman, and I really feel like he could be using that to set up some of these wider, bigger shots, these more looping style shots. There's a jab from Freeman.
So he's done so much body work, doubling up on the body, sending that right hand to the body. What he's probably looking for is an overhand right, because he's gotten so much respect from the body shots.
I think Brent's hurt a little bit here. Brent got hurt by that last punch. Freeman's connecting now.
Yeah, and he takes some steps backwards, and his expression on his face changed.
Williams not in a hurry to rush the grappling here like a lot of guys would be if they got hurt like that.
Freeman
clipped like that.
Freeman going to go up and down the body with punches and then back up top. Looking for that overhand right.
And now the leg kicks have disappeared.
Yeah. If Freeman adds a level change to that overhand right, he could put him out. Narrowly avoids that right hand from Brent Williams, and then catches him with there was a left uppercut in the middle of that scramble that turned Brent Williams' head sideways. Freeman finding his range with the strikes. Narrowly ducks under that from Brent Williams. Freeman is doing what he wants to do right now.
He's finding the answers here late in the fourth.
Looking down, Freeman's looking down at the body but sending punches up top. He's looking him off with his eyes. In the beginning of the fight,
Let's go, Winston-Salem, 1 minute left, make some noise.
A tremendous flurry of punches. Left hook up top, right hook up top. In the beginning of the fight, Freeman was looking where he was punching. Now Freeman is looking where he's not punching. He's using those eyes to deceive Brent Williams, and Brent Williams has slowed down considerably and isn't mixing up the offense near as much.
Very, very different fourth round here. Freeman is tired, but he's connecting.
Freeman, we talked earlier about fighters who don't need to not be tired. Freeman can fight his fight tired. Brent Williams might not be as successful tired as Freeman is, but a bit of a lucky break. He ends up on the back of Jonathan Freeman off that scramble. Looking for a foot sweep. He's trying to pull him.
Blatantly grabbing the fence there.
Yeah. Okay, so where are we going into the fifth round?
Yeah, fifth round in a very, very
that was
close
round
fight.
4.
In a round that I feel like both guys really need.
Yeah, so
could very easily be 2-2.
It could be either of these guys could have some rounds. What needs to happen is somebody needs to change the trajectory of a strike. So Freeman either needs to change levels as he throws his right hand over the top to add a little more oomph to it and a little more deception to it, or Brent Williams needs to feint that kick, feint some of those leg kicks that he's gained so much respect on. Feint a kick in order to land a heavy punch, whether that's a Superman punch or just using the feint to get closer to land a harder shot. Or
almost like he got hit by that big shot and forgot that the leg kicks were on the table.
Yes.
All right.
Or
the final round.
someone's going to have to sell out on a takedown attempt.
Cheer your favorite fighters on. Let's go.
These boys know they're having a good fight. This is an amazing display of mixed martial arts.
Very, very nice fight and a very appropriate level main event here, high-level amateurs.
Brent Williams gave him a little bit of a let's go, man. They know they're having a good fight. There's the inside low kick, and he pulls his head offline from the punch, the counter punch from Freeman. Freeman finding that right, the straight right to the body and the left hook up top has been a great combo for Freeman. Looking for jabs and then a left hook. There's those jabs that his compatriot in the audience and you yourself were asking for. Sharp jab.
Lead hand is definitely making an appearance in this round for Jonathan Freeman.
Right kick to the body.
Nice kick for Brent Williams there. Sends it right to the
now
ribs.
Freeman backing up. Freeman felt that, and now here's a good, look at him hover.
Yeah.
You see him hover and spread his legs apart to defend that takedown. He literally hovered.
Literally.
And I'm actually using literally correctly. He hovered.
We seen it.
It happened. Brent Williams looking to move that leg around to the outside. Freeman doing a good job defending it. The meta here at Fight For It has been those trips and the defense of those trips.
Really impressed with Butterfly's ability to keep this on the feet. He has been pressured in the grappling, and he has been put into bad spots like here against the cage wall. But outside that first round with that big throw, which was kind of an anomaly, he's been actually doing a very good job and showing a lot of improvement in this realm, especially for a guy with 10 fights as an amateur.
Again, hovered. And over here, he had his feet glued to the edge of the cage so that Brent could not put anything behind him.
Good defense. Really, really strong defense. Brent with the mid-fight shout out to his girl, the X.
Jonathan Freeman needs some big strikes. He
That
needs
was
a big overhand.
That was a big body kick from Brent again. It's almost like that left body kick is finding a home here, and it is becoming the strike of the night in this fifth round, in this title fight. Title on the line with 1 minute 40 to go. Butterfly's lead hand has been making a late appearance in this fight, but it's a very good appearance.
Yeah. And Brent is slowed down on the kicks. Ooh, hard overhand right from Brent Williams as the two guys trade.
That's one thing Freeman does. I mean, Freeman really throws with his chin in the air when he throws hard.
I mean, he can take a punch.
He can, certainly. We learned that both these guys can definitely take a punch tonight.
Yeah, Brent's eaten some serious punches, but Freeman just a solid flush shot.
Yeah, and we know how hard Freeman can hit, but it's not like Brent is known for this, known for his power.
Freeman still hanging his mouth open.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he has been tired since the third, but it's
1 minute left of the title fight. Make some noise. Cheer your
Brent
fighters on.
turning and absorbing some of that shot. Looks like we're in our last minute of this fight, and it is close.
Yeah, very close.
We've seen less of the leg kicks. Brent has abandoned the leg kicks. I don't know whether he forgot about them or whether his legs are hurting, but Butterfly is closing in on him, looking for some punches. Looking at the body, kicking the leg.
Now Butterfly's bringing in the hard leg
Watch
kicks.
him come up top.
They touch shins in the middle there.
Good scramble, and then he punches. Now Brent has his hands locked.
This is the best look he's had on all night on a takedown. He's not going to rush
20
it.
seconds left, fighters.
He's not going to rush it here.
Freeman's defense has been very good, though.
It has been good as far as keeping himself off the ground. It's not been phenomenal in terms of what I'd like to see against the cage wall, but that's okay because it's kept him out of danger.
Yeah, he hasn't improved his position. Look at him glue his feet. You see how smart he is about his feet?
He's not lost any ground.
What a fight.
Great fight for our main event here. A close one for a 135-pound title. I'm excited to see who came out on top in this one.
Either guy is the case.
I agree. I would not be mad at the result either way.
it's difficult when Freeman's best moments were all striking moments, and Brent had some advantages in the grappling. It's a little easier for judges to see that.
And also, he was doing well in the striking.
Beautiful fight, sir. Freeman shaking his head. No, he's not convinced that he did enough. That he's smart and he's experienced and he's a seasoned veteran of this game. He conducts himself like a professional, so he knows enough to know that it's not in the bag. You know, he's not naive, and he's not such an egomaniac that he assumes that he's won. He's shaking his head. He's not confident, but he is raising his hands. Brent Williams seems very confident that he did enough to win this fight.
Well, Brent is never short of that. As someone who knows it pretty well.
He just gave the belt motion.
He could have been knocked out in this fight, and he still would have been convinced he won. Yeah.
still motioning for the belt around his waist.
Yeah.
That was an exciting and technical fight.
Yeah, very technical for two amateurs. I mean, both these guys have, at this point, this is his 9th MMA fight. Jonathan's 11th. You got to think that, the pro card is on the horizon for both these guys.
Both of them are ready to be professional fighters. Both of them conducted themselves like professionals. They fought at a professional level, which means by the way, that means nothing. These guys are light years better than some dudes I've seen. They're technically professionals. Yeah. Professional just means you got paid. It doesn't mean you're good. These guys are
Fighters
good.
To the center of the cage.
And they know they had a good fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, our judges' scorecard is in, and we have a split decision. And you, bantamweight title holder, going to the blue corner, Brent.
One judge was wrong on every fight, if that's the case.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out tonight. Don't forget,
I bet it was the same judge every time.
November 5th, we're going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina.
All right.
November 5th, see you there.
November 4th.
Congratulations, both
November 4th, November 5th. I think it's November 4th.
Everybody be safe. Have a good night.
All right. Well, Brent Williams, your 135-pound title holder in MMA and kickboxing, the first ever fight for it, double champ. History is made. Unfortunately, he doesn't have his 2 belts for the Mr. 2-belt moment, but we all know the score. Brent Williams closes out Fight Forward 16 here in Winston-Salem with a win for the bantamweight belt.
He says, well, hey, my belt got stolen. Let me just go win another one real quick.
That's exactly right. Ladies and gentlemen,